Sarva-Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Okay, now please read verse number 521. Please read. Brahma Pratyaya Santati Jagadato Brahmaiva Tatsarvataha Pasyadhyatmadrusha Prashanta Manasa Sarvasvavasthasvapi Rupadanyavekšitam Kimavite Chakshushmadam Drishyate Tadvad Brahmavide Sata Kimaparam Buddhir Viharaspadam. Right. So this is the beginning of the verses. After the student in so many verses shared his experiences, his insight with the teacher, who so patiently has revealed this truth for more than 520 verses, as we saw. The student is absolutely ecstatic. Naturally, the person who has lost track, lost in the wilderness, darkness, in the jungles of life, continuously threatened by the possibilities of the wild animals, maybe venomous snakes, all types of dangerous encounters. Suppose that is the time he finds somebody who holds his hand and takes him away from the jungle. Or more appropriate imagery will be, you can't take the person away from the jungle, as even you can't take the person away from the vast universe, the creation, but right in the jungle, he takes him to a shelter, into such protection where no more, nothing ever touches him. It's like seated in the glass house, in the safety of an observation tower, you see herds of wild animals, however vicious, ferocious they may be. You enjoy the whole show. That is how the student's life has become. How beautifully we saw that verse in the morning. I can't even get out of that verse, like a baby catching your foot. It's so beautiful. Maha sapne maya kutajani jannara mrityu gahane brahmantam klishyantam bahulatara anudinam ahankara vyagra. What a beautiful ahankara vyagra. By him, that the tiger of the ahankar, Vyathitam anudinam, the tiger of an ahankar, the ego, tormenting him, as I told you in the morning, ahankar, the I, is the tormentor as well as tormented. I hope you understood that imagery clearly. Don't ever imagine that other people are tormenting you, situations are tormenting you, habits are tormenting you, perceptions are tormenting you. Please understand, nothing in this universe is ever directed against you. The person in his own ignorance, when he is not aware of himself, therefore there is insecurity, bondage, unhappiness, and therefore you drag everything onto yourself. The world doesn't target you. When the rain comes, the rain is not targeting you. Please understand the innocence of the universe. The rain doesn't target you. The cyclone doesn't pass through our ashram only, targeting in Tiruvannamalai. The earthquake, the earth doesn't decide, only this house, quake it up. The creation doesn't target anybody. Understand? Only human beings target each other. That is the devious, vicious play of the ahankar, individuality. Like in the name of God, when you fight, gods don't join in. Because God has no religion. God is not a religious guy or a woman or a man or a neuter. The truth is neither masculine or feminine or neuter. It can be masculine, it can be feminine, it can be neuter. Sarva avastasu, we shall see next verse. God has no religion. Therefore to say, this is this God, that God, I don't even tell the name of religions. Religion, the truth, the creation doesn't fight, doesn't target anybody. I feel targeted because when I consider myself to the physical body and the body is growing old, the body doesn't resist but I resist. When the body is dying, the body doesn't resist. Deho na janati. Body does not know. The body is not afraid of death. Not afraid of old age. I am afraid of death. I am afraid of old age. So this I, the ahankar, like a tiger, is like a self-tormenting wild animal. Nobody tortures you. If you don't have anger in you, nobody can set fire. Understand? The example you must remember is when there is a vast body of water, you strike a match, the little matchstick is lit up, you throw it into water. What will happen? Instantaneously it will be extinguished. The same little burning match you throw into the petrols, there shall be an explosion, fiery explosion. Why? Because water is not combustible, non-combustible. The petrol is combustible. If there is no combustibility, the capacity to be burnt, you cannot set fire into petrol. Heaps of insult you pour on me. In your language it is insult. I am not there to listen to it. Or even if I am there, I don't drag it. Because whatever you say something about my body, not about me. Oh, you are so fat, you are so lean, you are so this or that. It's about my body. It's not about me. Oh, you are so rich, you think you are so very rich. You are talking about my material prosperity, not about me. Oh, you are so brilliant, thinking yourself brilliant. You are talking about intellect. What an oaf you are. What a fool you are. You are again talking about my mind, not about me. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can describe me. That is why when you teach or you give a discourse and you say, the truth is indescribable and the truth I am, the next time you are jealous because somebody says you are stupid or you are useless, you are fat or lean. What type of life is that? That is where you must learn to think. The creation doesn't target you. Nobody can touch you unless you swallow it. You drag everything onto yourself. Mahabhyagra vethitam anudinam, continuously. Prabodhya praswapat avitavanasi guru. O teacher, you have awakened me. Prabodhya praswapat, waking me up from the deep slumber of ignorance. You protected me. Understand? The security, nobody can provide you security by creating a security belt. If the security belt is your security, that shall be the most insecure point. You shall be afraid somebody can break it. If money is your security, money is your insecurity. If love is your security, love is your insecurity. If relationship is your security, relationship is your insecurity. If a God is your security, God is your insecurity. If a tradition is your security, the tradition is your insecurity. That is why in this Upanishadic tradition, nothing stands to protect you. Helps you to discover ever secure that you are. Finished. Prabodhya praswapat. Waking me up unto myself, not putting a fence around me. Most theologies, most religions will try to put a fence around you. So people with similar fence shall shout, fight in the name of religion. That is where you create fanatics. Because they have to protect the religion instead of religion protecting them. Understand? The vicious fanaticism raises its ugly head because of this fundamental error in the attitude. Instead of truth protecting you, God protecting you, or the knowledge protecting you, you have to protect the God. You have to protect the tradition. That is where you become organized. It becomes organized crime, not religion. Understand? Truth stands alone. No truth stands need to be organized. Please understand. It doesn't need the support of anybody. Do you understand the beauty of this statement? The truth which stands by itself doesn't need the support of anybody. Even 1,000,000 people say it is wrong, it will still be right. Like one man, a celebrated example of Galileo. One person said, Earth is not the center, Sun is the center. The whole establishment, maybe the whole middle-aged society was against this man. But that doesn't change the truth. Please appreciate. Please appreciate. So see it for yourself. So thus when the student in so many words has proclaimed his insight, his understanding, the teacher feels what? Pramodita manasa sadashikendra, very happy man. His happiness is not dependent upon his student understanding it. He is happy. But when student understands it, it's a bonus. You cannot add anything to infinity, can you? I'm a happy man. What way can you make me happier? You cannot. Mahadeva. But the teacher feels fulfilled. For the sake of the student, Appa, at last another fellow out of danger. With the teacher, the student doesn't say, I'm your slave. After that, whatever you tell me, I'll do that. I'm your donkey, ride me. Like these days, you see that in the new age gurus and all that rubbish. Thousands of followers. Oh, whatever the person says, I will do. Why? Because I can't take the responsibility of my life. Somebody else must take my responsibility. So you feel very comfortable passing on your buck to somebody and sit down. Please appreciate, friends. Nobody can die for you, and therefore nobody can live for you. Please understand. You cannot pass on the buck. When you are hungry, nobody can eat for you. When you are diseased, nobody can suffer for you. When you are ecstatic, nobody can enjoy for you. Therefore, do not ever pass on the buck. And the teacher who understands, the one who is aware of the truth for himself, will never ever take that responsibility. However harsh it may appear, however hard it may look, the person always passes on the responsibility to the student, so that the person grows up like a child. The child cries, Mommy, put on my boots, put on my shoes, Mama, put on my shoes, put on my dress. When 2-year-old, 3-year-old, Mommy enjoys doing it. But as the child learns to pick up, it doesn't call the mother. When child picks up, learns to tie his own shoes, his own tie, his own organize his own school bag, it doesn't need the help of the mother. If the mother goes out of affection another day, that's a different game altogether. But suppose the 9-year-old, 10-year-old develops a habit of continuously calling mother, Mommy, come with me, tie this, what the mommy said, do it yourselves. Right? Then how come only in the so-called spirituality and religion, there should be somebody to guide you all the time? School you go. The school teacher passes you on to the next class, next class, next class. Doesn't say, stay with my class and be my donkey. Then how come only in religion, you are a permanent disciple of a permanent teacher? That relationship nobody takes away. But the understanding must be your own. You are the truth, absolute. There is no dependence on a teacher. Please appreciate. If somebody makes you dependent on you, understand very clearly. If somebody makes you dependent on him, he makes you socially retarded, mentally challenged, even if you appear to be normal, intellectually retarded, you become useless. That is where you see people in the name of religion totally handicapped, paralyzed, challenged. Whereas you see in the contrast, the student gives you the same type of dimension that the teacher has given. The way he described his own insight, naturally, which teacher will not be happy to see the blossoming of a flower? You had already that fragrance inherent in you. You had already that fragrance inherent in you, but did not get the chance for the expression. When you are ready, understand this reality for yourself, no more you are the limited, but you are the limitless, imperishable existence. And such a time, no more there is a fear, no more there is anxiety of any kind. So, and therefore the student, having told what he says, Puna bhuyo namo namaste, namo namaste. And I prostrate in a sense, what else can I do? A sincere gratitude the student has expressed. And with that he stops. When he stops, it's almost like the valedictory now. The student, the teacher begins the valedictory address. What did he say? Like everywhere it is there. The first ever valedictory address, perhaps recorded in the history of mankind, will be in the Taittiriya Upanishad. where the teacher having Veda Manuchyam Acharya Mante Vasina Manusasti Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara Swadhyaya Anma Pramadaha. Like that it goes on. Veda Manuchya, having taught Vedas, is absolute knowledge. Acharya, the teacher, the student, the guru. Antevasinam Anusasti. Antevasi is student. The name of the student, Antevasi, because Antevasati, who lives by his side, who dwells by his side. Guru Kulavasa, you stay with the teacher for some time. Not to develop a dependence on the teacher, but to gain a freedom with yourself. In the beginning stages, you are afraid. So you come to the teacher, just like the child afraid of an imaginary ghost. Mummy, 4-year-old cannot sleep alone. 6-year-old cannot sleep alone. Mummy. Then what does the mummy say? No, get out. No, mummy says, okay baby, come now. Ghost. Ghost? Mummy will kill the ghost. Don't worry about it. Baby. So goes to sleep. Put him back and come back. After some time, the mummy baby gets up. No ghost, don't worry. Mummy is here, Papa is here, brother is here. Nothing to worry. There's no ghost there. The baby goes up. To be dependent or independent? He came out of fear, imaginary fear. Imaginary because there is no ghost there. Even if there is no ghost, the mummy cannot dismiss. No ghost, what nonsense, how are you behaving stupid like that? Come on, there is no ghost, go, sleep. You'll torture the child. You accept. If he says there is a ghost, yes baby, don't worry about it, mommy will kill it. Now the child feels, wow, absolutely emboldened, strong, that mama is going to take care of the bad boy. Grows up, smiles, with a very idea, how stupid I was, a ghost in the house, never. Same way, a student in his ignorance imagines death, disaster, pain, anxiety, drags everything onto himself, not knowing who he is. The mother of a teacher, the mother Shruti, that is why Veda Mata, the mother Shruti, brings you in. Don't worry, we'll take care. After revealing the truth, both the teacher and student laugh. Why? There is nothing to be taken care, but he took care. Adha compassion. So, having understood the truth now, when the student, when teacher has successfully communicated this reality, what a tradition, what a tradition. Not knowing these people, simply guru bashing, religion bashing, Veda bashing, don't understand anything. When I am saying I am an idiot, is it necessary for you to tell me I am an idiot? When the guru says I am redundant, is it necessary for somebody else to say guru is not idiot? But when the teacher is not idiot, after you understand the truth, not before. When the scripture is redundant, after you understand it, not before. It's like standing on the top of the mountain, you cut off your leg and you say, no legs are needed to be in the top of the mountain. But to climb, what did you do? That is, you are the so-called intellectuals. Simply, be a light unto yourself. Please think, friends, please think for yourself. Please think. Is there anything, just think, just break your head inside. Smash all your thoughts. Probe your memories. And think one thing you learned by yourself. Just one thing. Name it, please. One thing you learnt by yourself. If you say, oh, I learned the swimming by myself, I was in the water and I was by myself, you are missing the step. Who made you to walk? Who gave you the body? Don't miss a step. Everything in your life somebody else has done. You like it or not. A funny sense of independence which makes you absolutely arrogant. Learn to be grateful. Gratitude. Gratitude is a fantastic virtue. Today it has gone. Parents are abused, teachers are disrespected, elders are neglected. I'm the only one hero. Me. The ultimate icon of the 21st century. Me. Self-made. Who is this guy? Just bring one fellow who is self-made. One fellow. Sheer arrogance. As a result, everybody is so lonely in a crowded universe. Because if you are too full of yourself, who can touch you? Just think, please think. Please think for a moment. You understand? If you think you are too full of yourself. For my money, I can take care. Oh, see. When you are lying down sick on the bed, no money will take care. Who will take away your fear, your anxiety? You have to learn to do it for yourself. Please. So the teacher, having elaborately taught him and the student got insight, now gives him the final little valedictory address. What is that? Brahma pratyaya santati jagadato brahmaiva tatsarvatah pasyadhyatma drusha prashanta manasa sarvasvavasthasvapi. Having understood this, let it not be a moment of excitement, but let it be a truth that you live every moment of your life. Sarvasu avasthasu. Sarvasu avasthasu means sarveshu deseshu, sarveshu kaleshu, sarvasu avasthasu. At all times, all places, in and through all conditions. Simple example you take. As you sit down here, you chanted those beautiful verses. I say, close your eyes. When you say close your eyes, think friends, when you close your eyes, does it matter where you close your eyes? Once you close your eyes, the place is forgotten. When you open your eyes, you are in Tiruvannamalai. But when you close your eyes, does it matter where you are? Whether you are closing your eyes in Himalayas, Swiss Alps, Antarctica, Australian desert, or in this little household of yours, in a small flat or in a small room, or on a stone in some place. Does it matter? Same thing, you have to encounter yourself. Not only the place makes no difference, even the time makes no difference. When you close your eyes, does it matter whether it's morning you are closing or evening you are closing? Dawn or the dusk? Day or the night? Summer or winter? That is why, when you appreciate this, there is no fixed moment of meditation. Meditation, 24 hours, 365 days. Meditation is not a practice. As your being yourself is not a role. Please appreciate these statements. You are always in meditation. Sarvasavasthasapi. The teacher tells him, son, don't forget this. always, at all times, all places, all conditions. Not that in my presence you are very peaceful. When the class is going on, you are very peaceful. Class is over, meditation over. Huh? When the class, understand, the book is over, the verse explanation is over, meditation is never over. The class comes to an end, communication comes to an end, meditation continues. I am in meditation. I was not talking. I am in meditation, now I am in talking. Now the talk comes to an end, meditation continues. I am myself because your being is meditation. There is no meditating. Meditating is not a job. It's not a verb. It's not an action. That's your being. Like dancing is an action. Listen carefully. Dancing is an action. Walking, you have to learn. Run, you have to. Those are physical activity. To be the body, what should you do? Come on. To be the body, what should you do? You may run sometime, may not run sometime. You may walk sometime, you may not walk sometime. You may dance, you may not dance. You may swim, you may not swim. Physical activity. Body, can you say, sometimes I'm body, sometimes not the body? Can you say that? Understand? Thinking is an activity. Being is not. Who you are is always with yourself. So, sarva svavastha swabi. At all times, son, you have beautifully described me. Lovely it is. But do that. Like, Brahma pratyaya santiti jagadato brahmaiva tat sarvatah. Why is it so? Because sarvam jagat, the whole universe, Brahma pratyaya santiti jagat. It's the child of the Brahman. Meaning, every thought that makes the creation appear real is nothing but the consciousness in different names and forms. So as I told you, in no more explanation now, it's only revelry. 520 verses have gone. So that is yourself. Pasya adhyatma drusha. You see like yourself. Adhyatma drusya pasya. Prashanta manasa, with a mind, prashanta, prakarshena shanta. It is totally at rest with itself. Since you see happiness in yourself, there is no more search for happiness in the external universe. The unnecessary activities, jumping, projection of the mind comes to a standstill. Why? Ask yourself a question. Why does your mind jump? Think for yourself. Why does your mind jump? Looking for something. Average ordinary man. You think of your days before you listen to all this, and now. What does your mind usually be thinking? That house, that car, that man, that woman, that money, that position, that power, that... Why? So that I can be very happy with right. Now when you find happiness in yourself, what shall you think over? For your happiness, there is nothing to think over, nothing to look for. For your sustenance, something to look for. That is why your thinking becomes functional thinking. Not that you stop thinking. You don't cease to think. But your thinking becomes functional. Previously, it was always out of emptiness, search. That is why exhausting, tiring. It's like a child who wants to play to be happy. And you are the father who is joining the field, joining the game, just for sake of the child. You understand the difference? A friend who is desperate to go for a movie, pulling you, come on, come with me. I want to see the movie. Okay, you want to see the movie, you go. Why are you asking me? No, you come. So you feel, all right, okay, nanu vare. I'm coming. Why? Poor thing. Now suppose the movie, as usual especially in the Indian context, we can understand it. 6 o'clock, movie projected, boom, 6:1, electricity, boom. As the movie is projected, electricity gone. How do you feel? Right? You feel crazy. You feel crazy. Now the child, listen, the friend who has gone to see the movie for his happiness, the first time he is seeing, he'll be so disappointed. How do you feel? Come on, tomorrow we'll watch. Why? Because you didn't go there out of a need. You went there for friend's sake. When the child loses his balloon, he cries. What do you say? Don't cry, baby. Balloons will burst. Papa will bring you another balloon. Why don't you cry with the baby? Why don't you cry with the baby? That is how wisdom is. It becomes functional. If you are looking for happiness through an experience, so many times I told you, it's much quoted verse, line, if you look for happiness in an experience, you are bound. When you see yourself in every experience, freedom. You are happy with yourself. You don't look for happiness. You are the happiness in and through every experience. Then every experience becomes functional. A thought becomes functional. No more there is a projection. In a sense, unnecessary pushing from within. Therefore, restful. Adhyatma drusha, always happy with yourself. Prashanta manasha, with that type of mind, sarvavasthasu sarvada, at all places, all times, all conditions, may you see yourself. Why? Just like Rupadanya vekshitam kimavite chakshusmatam drishyate. Chakshusmatam, the people who are with eyes, what else do they see if not the forms? With your eyes, what shall you see? Forms, right? With the eye of wisdom, what shall you see? The formless. As simple as that. The eyes, listen carefully, eyes are meant to see the forms. Your eyes are meant to see the forms. With you being yourself, what shall you see? As much you see yourself simultaneously at once, body from the standpoint of this upadhi, you see the body. Also you are the bodiless awareness. You have two eyes at the level of the body. You are the eye of the eyes from the level of yourself. So you need your eyes to perceive the creation. Therefore, even after understanding yourself, even after be the eye of the eye, the consciousness, your perception continues. But previously, you took yourself to the body only, and whatever the eyes saw, you took as the truth. Now you know. Eyes report the universe, all names and forms. But who you are, the eye of the eyes, nameless, formless, content of the name and form universe. So now you have a choice. You are with the nameless or you are with the name. You are with the formless, you are with the form. You have no choice to be yourself, but you have a choice to be with the world or not to be with the world. That is where you get freedom. You understand? Your fantastic freedom comes with that. At no time you lose sight of yourself. All the time you are with yourself. But to perceive or not to perceive is your choice. Why the person feels bound? Because helplessly dragged by a perception. I must see. I must hear this music. I must touch this boy or girl. I must hold this. I must smell this fragrance, this perfume is needed or else, have you not seen people crying? Babies cry for balloon. Grown-up babies cry for so many things. 60-year-old babies, 70-year-old baby, 40-year-old babies. The world is full of babies, mustachioed without it. That's what. Babies. Babies don't cry. Remember the statement from my other book. I remember, so sweet. That mummy, what is that book? Mandala Sahapadesha. So sweet. Babies don't cry. Those who cry are babies. Babies crying, very beautiful. If you choose to cry, you are a happy man. Because every time crying does not mean misery. You cannot cry out of ecstasy also. Every calculation goes wrong after that. Are you getting that? When you understand the reality for yourself, every calculation goes wrong. Nobody can fix you. You may be crying miserably, but if you say, are you miserable? Of course not. I am ecstatic. You may be laughing away. I say, don't worry about it. Why are you laughing? Because if I don't laugh, the other fellow will feel left out. That is why nobody knows the ways of the wise. It is as subtle and invisible as the birds flying in space. They fly in the space but leave behind no footprint. That is the ultimate description of wisdom. You don't see their footprint. There is no personal stamp of the ego, individuality anywhere. They have done and gone. They are not left over. Not there to say, I did it. See what a wonderful thing I have done. Say, can you take a credit for a... The whole universe is existing, nobody is taking credit. In this, I planted a tree. Then I say, you see that mango tree? I have only planted. Oh, I see. You must be really nuts. The sense of, are you getting that? The sense of insignificance fills you with a sense of gratitude. How I am just nobody, nothing. Yet, I am all pervasive reality. Wow! It's like a mighty actor, the best Oscar-winning actor, and playing the role of a very, very ordinary beggar in the street. But that role doesn't make him impoverished, enriches him. That's a role playing enriches you. When you are the actor, you know who you are, and you are playing the game. And the teacher says that, do that all the time. As even man with the eyes see the universe. With the eye of wisdom, you see the same wisdom everywhere. Tadvad brahma vida sata kimaparam buddhe viharaspadam. Brahma vidaha, one who knows the Brahman, the Absolute himself, buddhe viharaspadam kimasti. What else is there for the mind to revel in except in himself? So whatever he sees, in that also he never loses sight of himself. So perception continues, but awareness of himself never comes to an end. Perception begins, perception ends. A thought begins, thought ends. But you don't begin to end. You are beginningless, endless, absolute consciousness. Having said that, now go into the next verse. These verses are so beautiful, you can get stuck on one and go on doing it. Same thing everywhere. But then, same carbohydrate. Why not dosa? Why not idli? Why not what other things? Pongal, idiyappam. Hungry, huh? Anybody? Okay? 4 o'clock, nobody hungry. Don't worry about it. Same rice. Why do you make so many varieties? Why not? That is creativity. Don't condemn it as luxury. The fellow is stuck on dosa. So what are you stuck on? Puffed rice. Very simple one, puffed rice. What is that? Carbohydrate or not? So don't give this nonsense to anybody in the name of your spiritual rigidity and religious nonsense. Don't destroy the beauty, creativity, aesthetic aspect of life. What do you want? I want to walk. Why not dance? If you are walking, why not dancing? I want to speak, why don't you sing? I want to cook this food, why don't you cook the best food? I'm writing, why not the best? You understand? That is your aesthetics. It naturally comes with you. Because when you are happy with yourself, what else to do? You see that knowledge manifest in every action that you do, just like a top-class musician. Even if you ask him to sing a line, he will bring that same mastery in that line. A top painter, with a single stroke also you can see his mastery. So if you are a wise person, what is the wise man's action? There is no wise man's action. In every action there is touch of wisdom. That is why it is 24 hours, 365 days. Okay? Now, please read. Kastam parananda rasanubhutim usrujya shunye surameta vidwan Chandre mahalladini dipyamane Chitrendumalo kaitum kaiched Yastam parananda rasanubhutim Usrujya shunye surameta vidwan Chandere mahalladini dipyamane Chitrendumalo kaitum kaiched. Shankara just think this is where the teacher, what verses, what scholarship, what wisdom. Please understand, today, that's what when you see this new age stuff, where everybody completely no study, no contemplation, no meditation, no nothing. Hold your nose, stand on your tail, let me touch you, hug you, do this, do that to you, then everybody falls flat. It's just like no more epics are written. Because this generation's attention span is so less. You cannot sit down to watch the movies like Gone with the Wind anymore. Who has time to watch 4 hours, 6 hours movies? But you can go on dancing in that, jumping for 6 hours, 8 hours on a drug drain, right? Or some fancy music somewhere going on. Imagine. Everywhere, around the world. Or cricket people can watch. What is your intellectual activity in that 8 hours, 9 hours? For every ball, ho, hoo, right. Hey, nothing wrong. Once in a while you can do that also. Why not? But you don't live for the next game only. Until next cricket season, until next football season, until next tennis season, until next World Cup, until next Olympics. Are you crazy? How many people can just sit down and be at rest with themselves? The person doesn't know that. That is why they think closing the eyes is a waste of time. You don't understand your creativity. The best player, best scientist, best artist, best musician, in their moments of highest creativity, they unconsciously return to the source. You watch a man, the tennis player who is serving. You ask the golfer who is going to tee off. Just moment before, even in your kitchen, before you put little salt, you hold it. How does your mind see? That much extra will make it salty. A little more. Meditation. When you're a tough driver, even on this road, because little here and there, boom, you'll have an accident. Every moment you are being with yourself. But man is restless, cannot consciously move into that because he is not aware of himself. So total restless activities. And more so education, learning, understand religion and all this stuff, because most theologies are useless in the world, most religions are a waste of time. So naturally everybody is tired of it. Ayyo, it's useless. No. That is where, when you say religion is bad, along with that, Upanishads also thrown. Because you consider this as a religion. It is not. It's a beautiful guide to your life. It doesn't talk about God talk. The God is not highlighted. You. You are the Supreme Being. Then from you, once you understand the micro very clearly, go into macro, which you can't escape later on. So such a beautiful knowledge. And see how Sankara has written. Such scholarship touched by the wisdom. It is better to be wise than to be scholarly, no doubt. But if there is wisdom as well as scholarship, oh, what a pleasure it is. You try to write, describe the indescribable. Speak the inexplicable. You become an artist. That's why when you see, you know that verse he says, when you see this reality, all times you must see, O son, he tells his disciple, all the times, sarvavasthasu sarvada, all places, all times, all conditions you must see in your life. There is no fixed time for meditation. Why? There is no fixed time for crisis either. When you are driving your motorcycle, you are driving your car, what is the place you should be careful? Which is the spot you should be careful? Every place, right? When should you, which place you should not keep your eyes open? Wherever you close your eyes, boom. In the motorways, highways, as even you have to, the moment you get into the car, you have to keep your mind open, sharp eyes open for until you reach destination. In this highway of life, while interacting with other vehicles of men and women, you better watch out. Keep your mind open and conscious 24 hours, 365 days. That is why there is no fixed time for meditation. Because there is no fixed time for crisis. There is no particular place for accident. Therefore, every time your eye, you must be ready open. So he says, all the time. Why? Kastam parananda rasanubhutim usrujya sunnye surameta vidwan. Kahsa vidwan. Who is that vidwan? Who is that learned wise person? Who shall Satam and Parananda Rasanubhutim Usrujya Sunye Surameta. Is there anybody learned, wise, shall ever forget the real bliss, the joy, and try to revel in something which is empty and meaningless? This is flower or happiness? Are you getting that point? Say this is gold. This is gold or security? This is that gold. Happiness? What do you see in the object? It's an object. There is no, you don't see happiness or unhappiness in the object. That is your projection. Because the happiness in the object, then everybody should see it. We have made it red. Anybody else sees anything else here? Huh? Why? Why don't you say, no, I see yellow. Something must be about yellow fever. Jaundice. This is red for you, red for me, red for everybody. It's not yellow for somebody, black for somebody, green for somebody. It's not like that. It's here red. So, if you say this flower gives me happiness, it should give happiness to everybody. Do you like this flower? You say yes. Somebody says no. Somebody says I hate it. Somebody says I don't care. Like, dislike, indifference. Is it in the flower or in your head? Same thing also a person. Make a person stand here. Do you love this guy or man or woman? For same reason you like the fellow, for same reason somebody will hate him. Exactly for some reason some people will totally neglect the person. Understand? So the love, indifference, hatred, is it in the person or in your brains, in your head? Everything in you. Are you getting that point, please? So one who sees that absolute happiness in himself, where is the question of thinking of somebody or something for happiness sake? Doesn't. Why? Like, he gives you a solid, very telling example. What is the example? Chandre mahalladini dipyamane. Chandre alladini means which invokes ecstasy in you. Beautiful sunrise. Is it a moonrise or a beautiful moonrise? Huh? It's just a moonrise. But what do you say? Oh, beautiful moonrise. You say beautiful moonrise. Why? Because you are in a great mood. Other fellow is in a big hungry. What do you see? Roti. He sees one big roti. Why is it round or no? So he reminds that the moon reminds him of the roti. He's hungry. So he will say, hey, what are you watching this fancy moon rising? Come on, let's go for food, So he is not going to enjoy. Anyway, so that usually that invokes pleasure. Mahalladini, when suppose you see the beautiful moon rising in the horizon, you really grow ecstatic. Now, is there anybody who shall say, Vandapa, don't worry, come on, don't watch this. What is you watching the moon rising there? There is a beautiful painting of moonrise in my house. Will you come and watch it? That's what he says. Chitra induvalo kaitum kaichet. Chitra indu, the picture of a moon rising in the horizon, decorates, fills your wall. And somebody says, what are you watching the moon from the waves, sun, watching the rise of moonrise in the ocean or in the horizon? Come on, I have a beautiful painting. The top artist of the world has painted it. Would you like to see? What shall you say? Are you nuts? Now you want to see the happiness or the picture of happiness? You want to be the happiness or you want to see the picture of happiness? Sensation is a reflection. Understand? Like a painting is a replica. Painting is not the real. Painting is a replica. So who is interested in the reflection? Person who never gets a chance to see the original sun moonrise will be interested in reflection. What to do? Why people get lost in the sensations? Because they don't know what the happiness is all about. They have equated happiness with sensation. That is why the person is imprisoned. Becomes the prisoner of his own thought, prisoner of his own emotion, prisoner of his own sensations. But one who sees the happiness in himself, Korameta, who is the one who revels in that? Therefore, O son, always revel in yourself. Is it necessary to tell to the son, to the disciple? Not necessary, because he'll do it. Yet, by chance, by habit, because the student has just understood, by chance, by habit, sometimes your thought can drag you again. Unconsciously, you may fall into the stream. Watch out. Just to make you conscious. So that you know that you never lose sight of yourself at any time, any place, any condition. Okay, having told this, then he goes on to a few more verses. We shall see tomorrow. Just read the verses. We shall see tomorrow. Asatya padarthanubhavena kinchite asat padarthanubhavena kinchite nayasti trupti nacha dukkhahani tadadvayananda rasanubhutyam trupta sukham tishtha sadatmanisthaya. Verse we shall see tomorrow. Please close your eyes.